Ivan Drago, a past opponent of Rocky Balboa, wakes up his son Victor to begin training in the film's opening sequence. Later, they attend a boxing fight where Victor squares off against a man. Victor dominates and eliminates his opponent with his enormous height and strength. A promoter named Buddy Marcel is observing them from the audience. Whilst in the United States, Adonis Donnie Creed, Michael B. Jordan, who lost by default to Pretty Ricky Conlan 3 years ago, has since managed to win 7 straight matches. Donnie enters the ring and engages Wheeler in combat, defeating him and winning the WBC World Heavyweight Championship. In Philly, the Dragos come with Buddy's support. Ivan makes his first trip to Rocky's restaurant. Ivan tells Rocky just how much he lost when Rocky defeated him back then. This match is very important to Ivan because he not only lost all respect from Russia but also his wife, who left him, and Victor. While out to dinner, Donnie and Bianca see a news article about Victor challenging Donnie for the championship. Victor's father killed Donnie's father, and the mainstream media never fails to emphasize this. Donnie then visits Rocky to discuss the fight. Rocky doesn't want to see history repeat itself since he knows, but Donnie is adamant about doing so. Later, after settling into their new Los Angeles apartment, Donnie and Bianca visit Mary Ann to try and inform her of the altercation. But Bianca proceeds to get a pregnancy test, which shows she is indeed pregnant. She definitely isn't happy to hear that Donnie wants to fight, but she agrees to let him as long as he doesn't explain why he's doing it to her or Apollo. Tony Little Duke Evers, the son of the person who trained Apollo, is sought after by Donnie. He requests that Tony prepare him for the upcoming contest, and Tony agrees. Soon, Donnie and Victor will square off. Rocky sits alone in his restaurant and watches the fight. Victor strikes Donnie in the ribs several times, eventually breaking them. He then knocks Donnie out with an unlawful headshot after landing another vicious shot to the ribs that causes him to fall to the ground. Donnie makes it through the struggle and spends some time healing, but his spirit is crushed. Rocky attempts to visit him in the hospital but realizes right away that he is not wanted, so he departs. Bianca observes how distant Donnie is becoming from everyone, especially her, throughout the ensuing weeks. Later, Little Duke visits Donnie to inform him that Victor wants a rematch since he still considers Donnie to be the champion. Additionally, he warns him that even if he decides not to face Victor, he must still choose a challenger quickly or risk losing the title. Donnie seems uninterested and walks away without responding. Mary Ann notifies Rocky that Donnie needs him and urges him to hurry, written on the back of a sonogram picture of the upcoming baby. Rocky visits Los Angeles and shocks Donnie at his mother's residence.
The Drago family is in Russia holding a meal to celebrate Victor's accomplishment when Ludmilla, Ivan's ex-wife and Victor's mother, unexpectedly arrives with her new husband. Ivan follows Victor as he exits infuriated and says that these people are there for them. After some time, Bianca gives birth to a girl they call Amara. The physicians next examine Amara to determine if she shares her mother's hearing issue. The medical professionals are shocked to learn that Amara is deaf from birth. Soon after Amara is born, Bianca gives Adonis the baby for one night before returning. When the baby starts to wail, Donnie is helpless to stop it. He takes the baby for a ride after getting some ideas, and the trip takes them to the gym. When the baby notices her father punching the punching bag, she stops crying and even smiling at him. Donnie is motivated by this, and he subsequently has an important conversation with Bianca about facing Victor again. Donnie accepts, but Bianca makes him promise that he will return to his family. She then advises him to win. When Adonis and Little Duke meet to discuss the specifics, Rocky is asked whether he will train Adonis this time. Rocky orders and agrees with it. Little Duke should officially confirm it by calling the WBC. Rocky decides to regain Donnie's enthusiasm and acclimate him to terrible conditions by taking him to a hidden spot in the midst of the desert where all of the gym equipment is constructed of rugged materials. They put a lot of emphasis on developing strength and engaging in close combat. Ivan, meantime, subjected Victor to harsher and more challenging training sessions. The second match's night arrives and is held in Moscow. As Donnie enters the arena, the Russian audience immediately starts to jeer him, but Rocky, Bianca, and Mary Ann are there to cheer him on. Donnie dominates the opening round of the bout to make it quite evident that this fight will not be like the last one. Donnie soon begins to deliver more potent blows, even managing to knock Victor to the ground twice. When it seems as though Donnie is about to win, Ludmilla and her husband leave. Ivan and Victor observe, and Victor seems to lose his motivation to continue fighting. Donnie begins to pound Ivan with more blows until Ivan can no longer take it and quits, giving Donnie the victory and keeping the title. Ivan goes to his son, who dismisses him since he believes he would just punish him for the loss. However, Ivan embraces Victor. "It's your time now," Rocky says Adonis in the opposite corner before turning around and walking away. Rocky ultimately makes his way to Chicago to see Robert, where he meets Logan, Robert's son. Donnie and Bianca travel to Apollo's burial in the film's concluding scene. Now that he is forming his own identity, he finds peace with his father's name and legacy. Then he introduces Amara's granddad to her.